There's so much tonight, you guys. So much. First of all, we've got a tale of two elites. Miss Terry Ellis and Miss Heather Dill both quit with integrity, but only one got paid. Dun, dun, dun. Anyway, we got receipts. Then after that, guess what else we got? Lead testing!
Testing! 1, 2, 3,
testing. We're going to find out once and for all whether this stuff is legitimately lead-free, nickel-free. That's another day. So the nickel test is coming. Morgan fell off. She's back.
I'm back.
Did you push the wrong button with your tiny hands?
Yes, my tiny hands did it. I blame them.
Okay.
Yep, but
we got lead testing. We got live lead testing. So Amanda and I and Morgan, we all got the lead testing kits.
I just got to remember not to get my bottle of vinegar mixed up with my bottle of water.
Yeah, don't swig that, girl.
Yeah, that'll be bad.
Don't swig it.
Did you broadcast this to my page, Tracy?
It said it was supposed to. Let me check. If it's not, let me check, and I can add it real quick. If it's not, it's on broadcast.
Yeah.
Broadcast info.
Is anybody watching the comments too?
Is it on now, Jerry? It says it is.
Really? Hold on. Hold, please.
It says it is. You know what? It keeps booting me from that. Save changes. Save changes. Let us see. There it is. You should be good now.
Okay.
Okay. Apparently, I have to save changes. We're trying here. What's up, everyone? No Crypt Keeper voice. I know. Wasn't that weird, you guys?
What? Yes, or the other day?
Yeah, when the thing went off, and it was like, roar, roar.
I was like,
oh. Thank you, Mama. You did it.
Okay, cool. Morgan, you inspired me. You inspired me to wear sleeves today so I could do this.
Yes. Hide them.
I can't.
Okay, so everybody who has watched Tea Time from the beginning probably heard a little bit about Heather's story. But I would love it, Heather, if you could give us a synopsis or the whole thing. I don't care. It's all you, girl. Tell us what's going on with you and Paparazzi.
Oh, so I resigned September 26th. September 26th, September 27th. I don't remember. Either way, it doesn't matter. I resigned with integrity. Went live. Actually sent my resignation letter in before I went live and announced my resignation. Ever since then, well, actually, that was on a Sunday. That Monday, I got an email from compliance saying, "Hi, per your request, we have terminated your account." So that proved I did resign.
Per your request, we have canceled your account.
Per my request.
You got a confirmation email from Paparazzi Compliance. Okay, yes. Cool. This is important.
Yes. Have confirmation email from compliance saying, per your request, we have canceled your account. So after about 100 plus emails of going back and forth, asking where my money was, my commissions, nothing. Until yesterday, I went live. Someone shared it to Misty Kirby's page and added the blue. The compliance angels responded.
Dun, dun, dun.
Responded with, "We've already responded to this email. See attached screenshots," where there were no screenshots. "You were terminated. We terminated you on October 1st. No. Therefore, you will not be getting your commissions."
Nay, sir. You sent me already an email that said, per your request, we have violated your request. We have terminated your account. Per your request.
Yep.
Jerry, you're muted. I see you talking. You're muted.
I'm muted on purpose. People already know I'm saying fucking assholes.
If you read lips, you're already aware of what Jerry screeched. Now, the reason why this is interesting is because Terry Ellis, you are also an elite with Paparazzi Accessories, and you also, if I understand correctly, resigned. Would you please tell us all your story?
I will be glad to. On October 10th, I sent an email into Elite Services and resigned my consultantship directly with Summer. And I can read the email to you.
Please read it. Yeah, please read it. It's nice.
Okay. This was sent at 2:19 p.m. on Sunday, October 10th. I said, Summer, good afternoon. I need to have a chat with you and go over a few things with you. First off, I absolutely have been blessed with this business beyond measure. It came to me at a time that I was in the lowest low in my life, and it lifted me up out of the darkness. It brought joy and light back to my life, not to mention lifelong friendships. I have been in prayer over this decision. As of Monday, meaning the next day, I will be resigning my consultantship with Paparazzi. I have been in deep prayer over this decision, and I feel God is leading me to do something completely different with my husband, Dean. I want to be able to do this other business freely and enjoy that together. We have opened a new business and we will be working it starting this week. I pray that God will bless you and each person you come into contact with. I do love you and I am deeply grateful for everything you have done for me. God is speaking. God is speaking, and peace is what I am seeking. So I must follow his will for me. May God bless you and keep you. May he make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May he look upon you with his favor and give you his peace. Terry Ellis. And that's what I sent to Elite Services, resigning my consultantship on Sunday. I followed that up on that same Sunday with a live with my team at 4:00. So that was sent at 2:00. And I followed it up with a live, giving my team the same blessing, basically, that I just gave Summer, and wishing them all success and the best of luck, and that they had touched my heart. They were a part of the whole thing. I did that. Monday, I received an email from Compliance. Now I had to put my glasses on because this is time to print. You want me to read that too?
Yeah, and just out of curiosity,
Yeah.
before this email,
Yeah.
you mentioned this summer that you were going to start working your new business openly.
Yes.
The upcoming week.
Yes.
So what did you do between making the announcement to your team and receiving this email from Compliance? Had you done anything, or did you take the evening off, or what went on?
I had already gone in, like previously that week. I was already getting my new jewelry in, okay, because I'd already decided this.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So, and I was waiting to resign until the weekend. I was already, and what I had done was I went in and created a group that was totally private. And I had invited some of the people that were that had been shopping with me for a while over to that group, kept it completely separate, which is what you're supposed to do.
This is important, which is why I'm asking you to tell everybody what you
Very
done.
important.
This is important.
It was a private page. It could not even be found. And there's no way to have gotten to it unless you were invited to it, period. So I did that during the week. I announced there was no jewelry in there. I announced that this is what I was going to do, that I would be starting this new business, and that I was going to, because we really wanted to sell Christian jewelry. We wanted to have a boutique and, the whole 9 yards. And at that point in time, it was completely separate from Paparazzi. The two never intertwined.
Right.
Never.
I mean, I'm not trying to lead you along the path, but I wanted you to tell everybody.
Right. No,
how
they never
you manage your new business leading up to this point before you get this compliance email.
Right. Once I wrote the email to Summer, what I then did was go into my business page and change the name, because I'd already resigned. I sent that email in. It's gone.
Yeah,
And
somebody asked the question, was Terry an elite? Yes, Terry was an elite consultant with Paparazzi Accessories. Summer is the elite liaison, and in order to speak with, yes, that she is the person that the elite people are supposed to correspond with, so they get more. It's supposed to be more rapid action on whatever it is you're seeking to do. So you sent yours into Summer at Elite Services because you weren't elite. Okay,
I
Right.
sent
I
it
just
into
wanted to make
Summer
sure. Yes.
directly.
To make it clear, so nobody thinks we're liars, there's several elite services liaisons, and hers happens to be Summer. Mine was also Summer, so she sent it into her assigned elite liaison.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, and I sent it in. And in the meantime, after I sent the email in, I went ahead and started working on my business page because I had resigned. In all intents and purposes, I'd already sent my email in, and I had resigned, and I was, going ahead and changing the name over. I had no jewelry at that point in time, and I was just getting started in that, and I wanted to get the people from the private group moved over to the other. You understand? Well, the other page, not the group, my business page. And in the meantime, that's what I did between the time that I went, the time I went live, and not live, the time I sent it to Summer and the time I went live, that's what I did. After I got off my live with my team, woo, yeah, good stuff. But on Monday though, when I got to Monday, I had an email from compliance directly, and I'll be glad to read that to you.
Yeah, this is not hilarious. It's hellacious. I don't mean hilarious. It's ironic
Right.
anyway.
This was Monday. Now, see, this was almost 24 hours later. Okay, Monday, October 11th, and hers was Sunday, October 10th at 2:19. This is at 2:09. Okay, it says, Terry, this morning we received your resignation email from Elite Services. However, prior to that time, it came to our attention that you were in violation of Paparazzi Policies and Procedures, Sections 5.11, in that you were selling and promoting non-paparazzi, parentheses, your new boutique and Christian jewelry, alongside paparazzi, and that you were selling paparazzi for less than the mandated prices, which is also a violation of Section 5.11. We are canceling your account as per your instructions, but be advised that because we are canceling your account with outstanding policy violations, you are not able to re-enroll. We wish you all the best in your new endeavors. Compliance has canceled your pending orders and have refunded your credit cards. It can take 1 to 14 days for the refund to appear depending upon your cards. Well, see, I didn't do that.
That's why I asked you very specifically, what had you done with this new business between resigning and getting this email? And your answer was nothing.
Nothing. I literally went in. I couldn't even change. Okay, let me explain. On Facebook, when you go to try to change your business name to a new business name, it has to be approved. I had already put in for that name to be changed, but it had not been approved. So my name was still exactly the same. That's it. All I did was change my header on my page to my logo header. That's all I had done. That was it.
Had you repriced your jewelry, gone live, sold it cheaper,
No.
posted anything about your new product?
No, not in that group, but in my old group, in the the private group. Yes, I said I was going to be doing that.
So it sounds like somebody from your private group sent a compliance notification in about what you were doing.
No, I don't think it. No, I don't
Well,
think.
how else would how do you think compliance reached that conclusion then? I'm just curious what you think.
Because they saw. I know for a fact because I got a comment from someone that said that, and they sent me a screenshot of my picture that had been changed on my header for Facebook, and said, "What's going on? What are you doing?" And I'd already resigned.
So your header on your Facebook page,
mm-hmm.
what did you change it to?
Glitz and Glory Boutique.
Did you have pictures of non-paparazzi jewelry in your header picture?
Yes,
So that's what it was.
probably.
Yeah.
But I'd already resigned.
No. I'm not trying to make you. I'm not
Right.
trying to make you feel like you did anything wrong. I'm just
Right.
trying to make. I'm trying to make some connections between,
Mm-hmm.
you know, why they would
Mm-hmm.
suddenly, after you
Mm-hmm.
resigned
Mm-hmm.
with integrity and sent the
Mhm.
most delightful resignation letter I have seen to date. Very nice thoughts. Why they would suddenly accuse you of operating your business against policies and procedures. You didn't, because your business,
Mm-mm.
you'd already ended one business and started another. So
Absolutely. I had quit paparazzi and went to that. I mean,
so
of
this
course,
this
we
is
all had plans. You know, I had
yes.
plans that I was going to be doing this. It wasn't like, oh, I think I'm going to quit paparazzi and 2 hours later I'm going to have my own business. That's not how it worked.
You didn't get a wild hair, feel froggy
No.
and jump. No, you've
No,
been making
I
plans
pretty
for quite
much
a while.
planned it out.
Yeah. So I think it's important to point out again, you and Heather both resigned.
Mm-hmm.
You and Heather both contacted who you needed to contact, stopped one business before you started any activity on the other business.
Mm-hmm.
You both got an email from compliance stating you're canceled. But here's where the story changes. Your resignation date was October the 10th, did you say?
Yeah, that's when
Okay.
I sent the letter to Summer.
So payment for October the 10th, that would have been the final day for compiling your commission due from September.
And that's why I quit that day.
And did you get paid for September?
I did.
You got your last month's commission check.
I did.
Heather?
Not a
Did
dime.
you get that's the point we're making here. So Terry quit and got paid. Heather quit, didn't get paid. Both got trumped up charges brought to their attention in a letter from compliance stating that they can't return to paparazzi like anybody'd want to. Yeah.
I'll tell you, for me, it was devastating. I mean, I can't speak for Heather. For me, it was devastating to have that. And I was so embarrassed because I have never, ever, ever lost a job. I used to be a compliance administrator. You know, I was the one that walked the line. You know, I was the one that, that did what they were supposed to do. And for me, it was like, I was so embarrassed about it. I literally, until today, no one knew but my cousin and my husband what had happened until I told Heather when I saw her live today. No one knew because I was so embarrassed by it, because I had resigned. I had resigned professionally. I had resigned with a freaking blessing, and I had left with no hard feelings.
And I actually, when I left, I had no hard feelings. I didn't speak ill will. I only put in my resignation letter that I was tired of having to live in fear, which Jerry has spoke about tons of times. Jerry spoke to compliance about this tons of times. And that was all I said. And then I wished in the future they would try to change things so people would not have to work a business and live in fear. That was it. And then last night, I was terminated for disparaging paparazzi. Not disparaging remarks, disparaging paparazzi. Well, I mean, of course I'm going to
You can't
disparage.
make any suggestions. How dare you? How dare you?
I do want to make something super clear though, and I think that that's amazing. But it doesn't matter in paparazzi. It doesn't matter if you walk the line or not, because compliance changes what they want to change based on who they are. And I want to make this super clear, because there's elites out there who are brainwashing current consultants, stating that if you just follow the policies and procedures, you won't be one of those bitter girls. Okay, that's not the way it works in paparazzi. They're fucking assholes. They change the rules for anybody at any time. I have never been fired from a job either. And in any job I've had, as a matter of fact, I was the one sticking up for employees because I was a union representative, which is why I have a very big mouth with things that are unjust. I I still didn't get fired when I told CEOs to shove it up their ass. Okay. Because there's things in place when you work a corporate job that protect you from this. And quite frankly, unless you shut your mouth, you lick Misty Kirby's asshole, and you suck up
Suck
to
up.
them
Just say suck up.
24/7.
Just say suck up.
That's the only way that you are not going to get canceled, especially if you're in the limelight. And everybody knows, if anybody knew anybody in paparazzi, it was Geraldine fucking Souza with her fucking big mouth. Now, let me tell you something. If anybody gets canceled or suspended from paparazzi, 99% of the time, you didn't do anything wrong, and I don't want you to feel ashamed for it. They're
That's
being
it.
dicks. Dicks. I know people who sold Girl Scout cookies who fucking got canceled. I know people who sold their personal cars on their Facebook personal profile page because they have a paparazzi ugly fucking ring on there and they got canceled. You have no shame in your game. It is them. It is not you. Meanwhile,
Right.
Patty Shevlin can be a fucking asshole all day long, prove that she did exactly what other people got canceled for, and she deems you should follow all policy and procedures, and that bitch don't get canceled. Don't have any shame if you get
She
canceled from paparazzi.
told on herself, Jerry. She told on herself like a good little robot.
Fucking bullshit.
Agreed.
I want to say something, if you don't mind. I got, previous to me resigning and then ultimately being canceled, I got one time ever suspended. And I have to tell you what I was suspended for, because it is absolutely the stupidest thing I've ever heard or seen. Yes.
No.
I got suspended for wearing the jewelry and selling it off my body. Now, I'm just going to say this. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And several, and
Oh,
there
I
are,
know.
What?
I've been suspended for it too, my friend.
yeah,
I know. Oh, I know.
it's ridiculous because, I mean, okay, Misty puts on the rings when she's showing the sneaky peeks or whatever, and they're on her body. So to me, I thought that was okay to do that. I mean, I'm not playing stupid here because I'm not stupid by any means, but I thought that was okay. I thought that was okay. And so I was selling jewelry off my body. I sell off my jewelry off my body all day now. And I'm like, look, I can sell this off my body. But then when I got suspended, I about died. I was so embarrassed because I got suspended. I know, I'm just saying, I'm a rule follower, y'all. You really don't understand
But I mean,
how.
let's point out that they're suspending consultants for doing what the owner of the company does, because she's selling jewelry off of her body. She's demonstrating jewelry on her person, and then it's for sale. So
Mhm.
why in the world would you think that trying a ring on would then make that ring not saleable?
They
Now,
considered it to be worn. They
yeah, and
considered anything that you put on your body, quote, no longer new and worn. I told my entire team, do not sell anything off your body anymore. And I mean,
that
I even bought those stupid hands to put the rings on because I was such a rule follower. I mean, I really am.
I don't disagree with the point that you're making at all. I'm saying that it's hypocritical of them to hold the consultancy to a different standard than the owner holds herself.
See,
Once
I thought it
again,
was okay because she was doing it.
sounds just like what happened at convention when they told everybody they were going to wear a mask and
it
didn't.
is
But hey, that's just
so
me.
it is so hypocritical because every single live I did. Now, I will say I did not sell the earrings out of my ears. Every single live, I never had on a necklace at the beginning because every single live, I tried every single necklace on to show them how long. Because first of all, the bust they give you, you can't use on a live because it glares against your lights. So you have to go out and buy more busts. If you don't want to do that, no.
It
I tried
must. It
every
does
necklace on.
exactly.
I tried.
No,
'Cause
and
it's
that's
just
one of the things. That's one
stupid.
of the things that they talk about in Clubhouse. That's one of the things that they would tell us in Clubhouse is that if you're showing jewelry and you have to try it on, make it like a 5-second rule. Otherwise, it's considered you're wearing it for longer than you should be.
Oh, okay. So now
paparazzi
paparazzi elites get to make up their own 5-second rule, because if you, I can't, like, fuck you,
hot dog on the
paparazzi.
ground, okay?
I don't have time to count to 5. I'm going to be honest with you now. I mean, sincerely, I don't have time to count to 5 in a show. And I'm not going to. I don't have to anymore. I don't have to
Raise your
anymore.
tiny hand if you were going to ever count to 5 for the 5-second rule. That's not one.
It's the truth, though. I mean, I didn't know it happened to you, Jerry. I'm in good company then, because I felt like it was.
If there was anything for anybody to be canceled for or suspended for any reason, even farting in the fucking wind, it was always me. So then
that's just
people,
rude.
these elites they're like, well, she was canceled or suspended so many times. Are you surprised? Are you kidding me? I was suspended for every fucking, even things that people do now. I was suspended for putting buy 12, get the 13th free on top of my live shows. I had to tell my whole team. They made me go back 3 years on Facebook and take it all off. Corey and Alex do it to this day, and they say it's fine. Okay? Every fucking thing I did. When I made it in this company, it was swimming upwards. Nobody handed me shit. Nobody gave me special treatment. Misty Kirby has hated me from day fucking one, and that was validated. So you know what? For these fucking people who believe these elites who say, well, they've been canceled once and they've had many chances to get better and just follow rules and kiss Misty Kirby's ass. It doesn't matter. You're going to get canceled for every fucking thing. Meanwhile, people who literally bash and slander, if you're a black person, if you're a Hispanic person, or just as long as you're not white. If you're white, you're fucked. I'm sorry. I'm going to say it. Because this shit is bullshit. The Erica Cole bullshit, I've had it. This company is hypocritical. You want to talk about racist? This company makes sure that they don't get sued by people that are not white. Literally. Because all these other people can do whatever they want. I was canceled or suspended for every fucking thing.
I did not have the same experience you did with being constantly canceled. I did get suspended 6 times. Came back the 7th time. I just did not do what they wanted me to do. So I did what they wanted me to do. The others, I thought 6 was a lot, but Jerry, I had nothing on Jerry, and we were there about the same amount of time. I started in September 2017. Jerry, when did you start?
When did my life get turned into a fucking nightmare?
Oh my God. I just
November, because you told me. It was November.
Yeah, you know what?
So I was there a couple months longer and did not get suspended as often as you did. I know, Heather, you had mentioned in the past that you had gotten a lot of suspensions. And honestly, I think the reason I didn't get that many suspensions was because I was buying jewelry and not selling as often because we were planning on opening a store, right? Like I was buying a ton of jewelry, but I wasn't going live all that often.
Well,
so there wasn't all that much to call me on.
Correct. It all depends on how much screen time you have
and
how many people you are affecting, either positive or negative. Because if you're going fast up and paparazzi is not afraid to harass you, you're gonna get fucked.
Oh,
now
yeah,
they're afraid to harass the gay people. Hunter gets away with murder. Erica Cole gets away with murder.
But this is interesting. Look at Danielle, what Danielle said. She was told in a training that you won't sell anything unless you're wearing 3 to 4 pieces of jewelry and trying to sell it. Like you're supposed to be wearing everything you're trying to sell. So that means that you have to write it all off as a sample, as a waste. What if you only have one or two? So
What if
basically,
you're brand
new
new?
consultants.
What if you're brand new?
That's what I'm
you get
saying.
one
New
of everything in the
consultants
kit.
starting out. New consultants starting out have automatically negated everything they've put on their body. So what's the kit? It's just a sample pack.
I told my team after this happened to me, I told my team, I said, you know, you will never see me wearing things that are not my personal jewelry anymore. So when that happened, I would go live, I would say, like I would take one of the pieces. You know, I was diamond, so I had tons of jewelry. So I would take one of the pieces and put it on that I was going to keep anyway. Okay. And I would say, this is my personal piece. This is so stupid now. This is so stupid. I said, this is my personal piece, you know, but I've got 4 more available or whatever, you know. So I was wearing the piece that I wanted to sell, but it was ridiculous that it came down to that. Ridiculous it came down to that.
Wait
Because
a
I
minute.
was
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Didn't count. Didn't count.
And I think the worst part is if you're a brand new consultant and you get a kit, you have one of however many pieces of jewelry that you
yes.
purchase your kit for. If you buy a $99 kit, you have 35 pieces of jewelry. You're supposed to sell 35 pieces of jewelry, but then you're supposed to purchase more to wear yourself so that you can be a product of the product. How many times did you hear that phrase? Be a product of the product. Be a product of the product. Wear it. You can't sell it if you're not wearing it. If you're brand new and you wear it, you've automatically cut your profit down to way below what they tell you you're going to make from having that, but you better buy some more. Does anybody else see how this is just one more thing that feeds into the whole, they don't expect you to make money selling jewelry, MLM nightmare that we're trying to prove
Wendy's
here?
right. Wendy Isaac said Taylor Kirby does this all the time. He puts them in his nasty ass beard. He puts them in his freaking earlobes and he sells them. So this is fucking bullshit.
Yeah, I saw that. That's gross. And that's one of the things that I was told was when I first started Paparazzi, I had a lot of personal jewelry that I bought from my upline. And so I would wear that in my videos because I'm like, I'm wearing the brand, right? Then, you know, customers would ask me, well, where'd you get that? And I'd be like, you know, I'd tell them where I got it. And then I was told, oh, that's a no-no. You don't want to send your customers that way.
Don't wear it if you can't sell it.
Yeah, don't wear it. If you don't have it, don't tell them that you got it from somebody else.
Be a walking billboard. Be a walking billboard.
So once again, you're supposed to buy extra product to show off the product. So your starter kit is not actually marketable if you've tried it on.
Well, shouldn't everybody be suspended or canceled from paparazzi at this point?
Yes. Just about everybody's done it.
And isn't it funny how corporate is doing Customer Appreciation Month this month? They're giving a free piece with every $35 order.
This is what I find. This is what I find fucking ironic. Is paparazzi. You know your customers are your consultants, right? Paparazzi. You know that you don't have a lot of people out there buying your shitty jewelry that you haven't sucked into your ridiculous multi-level marketing company to brainwash. I was, thank God I'm not anymore, your customer, you dumb shits.
The entire consultancy is their target audience. They don't expect anybody to purchase jewelry except consultants. They've shown that time and again by not increasing the volume of product they offer for sale every day. They keep the volume of jewelry that is available to purchase at new release time consistent. They have for years. Their consultancy almost tripled. Their active consultancy almost tripled during the COVID year, according to them, right? All of the people came back that hadn't really been working their business, and all these new people joined. They doubled their consultant numbers, and people came back in droves. They never increased the volume of the product they had available, which means to me that they have always and still do intend their product to be sold to consultants. They don't expect it to go to end users. They're not doing anything to prove me differently. So when they prove that they're doing something different, then I guess I won't keep writing letters to the FTC about it.
Well, honestly, they're the middleman. I mean, let's be honest about it. You know, I mean, they're buying theirs the same place that we're buying ours now.
That's correct.
And they're the middleman, and they had a captive audience, and everybody's paying $2.75 for when you can get it so much less from actually the
A
source.
million place. Yeah, a
Yeah,
million
the
different places.
source.
Yeah.
Hmm. So you go to the source, and you buy straight from the source. All they are is a middleman. You just need to cut out that middleman.
But if you cut out the middleman, then who's going to keep paying for the houses for all those people who bought, who bring all those business people in to be their business partners, but don't actually sell jewelry anymore? How are they going to get rid of it?
You mean all of our uplines?
Them. Yeah. I I don't
Just
want.
saying.
I was going to say, I don't want it to sound like I'm mocking people who feel like they're caught up in this business and don't know how to exit. Because so many people have chosen to exit and did it with integrity and started their own businesses, it's obviously doable. The fact that paparazzi is choosing not to give them the money that they earned is disgusting, because those people didn't do anything to be canceled. They just left voluntarily. But how dare you, once you reach that highfalutin level of elite, tell them that you've decided to do something differently? Don't they own you and your life and your time and your family? They own your social media, according to them, and they own it for 12 months even after you leave, although no one gets compensated for that. So their policy and procedure manual is this ever-changing weapon that they choose to pull out and use against folks who actually have done nothing wrong, but they rewrite it to make it seem like you did, which makes you feel like you have done, like Terry said, something to be fired. And it's gross. It's manipulative. It's gaslighting. It's a cult behavior, because how dare you leave the cult? It's like the Hotel California. You can check out, but you can never leave.
It's a scare tactic. And I mean, like for me today, when I saw Heather's, honestly, this is the honest goodness truth now, because I am so transparent. When I saw Heather's live, where she had found out, about the money part, I sat there and I said, Jerry Ellis, you can do one or two things. You can sit here and keep this silent to yourself, what happened to you, or you can help her. You can help her, and you can do the right thing. And I decided that I would help Heather and do the right thing by showing her that this is what happened to me. Even though I had never spoken about it to anybody, I felt that she needed to have that. I know if it was reversed and it was on me, and she had the same thing happen to her, I would be looking for somebody to come forward. And I'm
Yes.
like, okay, I can't just sit back, because I'm just not that way. I'm just not that way anyway. But I couldn't
Well,
sit
you
back
showed
and
what
not help her.
your level of personal integrity was with the wonderful way that you left the company. Like, you left the company in the most positive way of anyone that I've seen yet. I mean, short of someone like saying, look, I won the lottery, I'm never going to work again, I'm resigning. Like, that was a lovely sentiment. You sent it out on a positive note and you wished people well. The fact that they turned around and decided to make something positive into a negative is totally on them. You didn't do anything. And everybody who's had a different experience than Heather, where people are being paid their last check when they leave, this is important. It is important to show discrimination. It's important to talk about it. It's important to bring it out so that folks who have been treated poorly can also stand up. And I believe Heather has a cause of action against them. I hope she can find a way to pursue it. It's difficult because, you know, maybe one case isn't enough. Maybe there are law firms that don't feel like it's a big enough issue, but if enough folks have the same cause of action, then you get a class action together. And then there are attorneys that will take it because the potential payout for them. And look, I'm an attorney. I know how people work. They're not going to they have to take on the cases they feel are going to have the most positive impact on their bottom line. They're all working. Most of them aren't charities, although there are public aid, but public aid isn't going to do something like this. Um,
Well, I'm glad you
Somebody
said
can
that,
take it, I hope.
Tracy, because it's one thing to go up against the MLM company for firing you, but when you are just killing every law there is,
Well,
we
it's
spoke.
employment discrimination, right?
It
You
is
earned a
employment
commission check.
discrimination.
You earned a commission check based on the time that you were there. You didn't do anything fraudulent that they can prove that you did not earn your commission check, and yet they're refusing to pay you. You know, there are employment laws in place that cover people who are 1099 employees. Just because you are not a salaried employee, you are a 1099 independent contractor, does not mean that the law doesn't protect the money that you've earned as well.
Yep.
So I
And it
believe
does
that
not protect them against discrimination.
no, it does
That
not.
I have.
No, it does not. There are, I know more people out there who haven't come forward or don't even know what we're, don't even know that we're a group, that we have a group. And in case anybody's watching that didn't know, we have a group called Recovering Paparazzi Consultants. It's a Facebook group where we get together and talk about all the issues that we think exist with leaving that company. And some of them are just emotional. Some people have just left feeling like they, were treated poorly by their upline. Some people have left thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. Some people have left and then been treated so poorly after. That's one of the things that Terry has brought to our attention before this issue with the last check payment even came up. Terry's been harassed by her former upline. She attempted to sell her remaining inventory, which it belongs to her. Again, I want to repeat to anyone listening, and for those in the back, you purchased the jewelry. It belongs to you. Paparazzi cannot tell you how to sell what belongs to you. You can sell it for whatever price you want to. Give it away, throw it away, set it on fire, sell it for $5,000. Do whatever you want. It's yours. She has had multiple people coming on to her live shows, coming on to her in her direct messages, messaging her, telling her that they can't believe how she's behaving, it's disgusting that she's selling this jewelry for less. Doesn't she have any integrity? What's wrong with her? Are you trying to undermine everyone's business? No, bitch, I'm trying to sell this shit that belongs to me. You could donate it to Goodwill and people could go buy it there for a dime. It's in every Goodwill.
Number
There's
one,
no
if
law
it was
against
such
it.
good product, why would they be? And if they were doing their job and selling the jewelry like they were supposed to be doing, why would they be worried about what she's doing and saying she's undermining them? If it's such a great product, there should be a great demand.
They wanted their consultants and their downlines not to buy from me for less than $270. Well, to buy from me for less than $5. Okay. Because, then I'm undercutting them, which we all know what that means, right? It all means PV. It all means money in their pocket, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And there's nothing in policies and procedures that says you have to buy that jewelry for $275. There's nothing.
That is exactly correct.
I read and reread and reread. Like I said, I used to be a compliance administrator. I felt like I knew policies and procedures pretty dang well. There's nothing there that said that. But while I would be live on those nights that I was liquidating my jewelry, people were being messaged. I got screenshots, like tons of screenshots of people being messaged from my upline, my sidelines. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It was harassment both to me and to them. And what happened was several of the people who got messaged have left because of that. They left paparazzi. What they did was totally, it went against them. It went against them.
So let's be clear about what the point of those people harassing folks about buying from consultants going out of business. They don't get their cut if you don't buy from the back office. Right. They don't care that you can take it. The only rule Paparazzi has is that you as an active consultant cannot sell for less than $5 for regular price jewelry. If you sell it for less than $5, you can't be a consultant with them any longer. That's the only repercussion they have.
That's right.
You can't sell for more than either.
Well, that's another interesting point, right? We were always told you could, but now we're being told, other people were told you
I got
can't.
suspended for it.
So there's the whole premise is you have to sell it for $5. If you're purchasing inventory from the back office, somebody above you is getting a cut. If you're purchasing inventory from another consultant for less than $5 because they're out of business, nobody's getting any money from you.
Right.
The only reason those uplines and sidelines were harassing folks who were trying to buy is because they weren't getting their cut. It is not because they were doing anything wrong and they were trying to protect you or to stop you from, oh, don't purchase from her, you're going to get canceled. No, you're not. Because if you were, every person that's ever purchased in a going out of business group would have been suspended for Paparazzi Accessories. There's people in there that are current consultants buying all the time with no shame, no fear, and no repercussions. They're liars.
When I left Paparazzi on October 10th, my PV in 10 days was 4,040. I bought a lot of jewelry. I sold a lot of jewelry. I moved a lot of jewelry. I worked my boutique off, and I worked it hard. And so you can't tell me that my upline and her upline didn't feel that. They felt it. They felt it. And you know, a lot of this,
right.
a lot of this came about because I was selling my jewelry. I was selling them in bundle packs of 5 pieces for $10. You know, I had a lot of jewelry to move.
And I wanted to point out this thing that Brittany Ann just said. She said she got suspended for upselling it for $6 when I was making money for a charity, when I was told that you just can't sell it for under. And the reason I think that's interesting is because there was an entire training out there for years that when I started about how to do a fundraiser with Paparazzi Accessories. And in order for you to do a fundraiser with Paparazzi Accessories, it was suggested to you that you sell it for over the $5 price, that you give the difference between $5 and whatever you sold it for to the charity. That was what you were supposed. There was an entire training up for years about that, but suddenly you can't do it anymore. What's up, Heather? You got your hand up. You can just talk, girl.
Oh no, this is a good one. Rochelle Beachy paid for her whole adoption with a charity for Paparazzi.
Because her elite check wasn't enough to finance the fees affiliated with adopting her daughter.
Amanda's on here. She can tell you when she adopted her daughter, she did charity events, fundraisers to pay for her daughter's adoption.
I don't understand why the need exists, but whether or not she needed the money, the fact is she was participating in an activity where she was raising money, but nobody else can do it. The hypocrisy is so real. And anyone that is questioning whether or not what we're telling them is the truth, we have screenshots for everything. We have all the screenshots. If you want a book full of emails forwarded to you and screenshots forwarded to you, you know, you're welcome to. But seriously, we have nothing to hide. That's the point. We're all out here with everything hanging out. It's paparazzi that has a lot to hide. What's up, Tara? You raised. Everybody's so good. They raise their hands.
Like I'm in school. I had a I don't know if this was against compliance. I mean, who cares now? But whatever. Because every October I did a charity event for breast cancer awareness, and I gave 100% of what I brought in on that one night, to Susan G. Komen Fund. I never even thought it could be anything that wasn't compliant, because I was selling everything for $5, but I was giving 100% of it away. I don't know. I don't know if that was wrong or not, but it doesn't matter now because it's a moot point now.
Well, now, I'm sure Misty Kirby would not appreciate that because you weren't giving your dollars to her fake charities. Just saying.
But I did too. I did do that too.
Don't you feel gross about that? I feel so gross for giving my dollars to the fake fucking charities. Let me tell you guys something. How is it that nobody's thinking about this? Why is it that when you donate to the charities that paparazzi wants you to donate to, it's not tax deductible? Why cannot you use your receipt for what you give to their charity as a tax deduction? Has anybody out there thought about that?
Or
bullshit.
Or those what is it, like those paparazzi possible bracelets? We pay tax on that, and we can't sell it. I never bought any of that. When I found out, I was like, I'm not buying that. I pay tax on that, and I can't sell it.
Correct.
No, whatever. No.
Then the hypocrisy is Misty fucking fake Kirby sits on a camera during an interview to say how amazing their company is and the people who are her consultants or underneath her on her MLM, if she just says jump, we'll do whatever she says, and we will give them money for their amazing fundraising causes. And that's when I knew I was nothing but a fucking circus monkey. First of all, my shit's not tax deductible. My shit's not tax deductible, and now you're bragging how we jump through hoops when you say go. I'm a fucking circus monkey. Fuck you, paparazzi. Fuck
I would like to see I would like to see the receipts for all of the funds that they donate to the Dominican Republic, because that is actually not tax deductible, and I would be interested to see what sort of a charitable institution they've set up to make that money something that they get to write off on their taxes. Because that's another thing. In the state of Utah, you're supposed to have special registration to collect funds on behalf of a charity. And I asked someone to look up whether or not Paparazzi was registered to receive funds on behalf of a charitable institution, and no one could find the paperwork for that. So they're just taking money. I'd like to see the proof that they actually are donating it to what they say they're collecting the funds to donate to. They don't make their donation records public. They don't make their tax returns public, as far as I could tell. So what are all these quote unquote donations that they're soliciting from consultants? Sounds to me like
someone pointed
not
out
quite
in the
above board
too, when you have to spend $50+ to get your fake birthday bracelet. I can't find it now, but I thought that was a good point too, because I left Paparazzi in September, and I placed an order that qualified me for my birthday bracelet, and I never got it. Not that I would wear it anyway, but you know.
Well, girl. Every time they test something, if they test those birthday bracelets or the things that you can't resell, you know those test higher in lead, nickel, and cadmium than most of their other items.
Ow! I just sold on mine 2 days ago.
Me too.
Wish I kept
Are you
them
serious?
and tested them.
Me too.
Well, I've got tonight, I've got Furby's Bring Back necklace.
Oh, good.
That I'm going to be testing.
Good.
That is hideous. I'm going to just say it out loud. I know y'all are probably thinking it. I'm just going to say it. That's hideous.
It is. It's hideous.
Hideous.
Yeah. So I'm going to be testing this one. If you want me to get started, I'll go on ahead and start scraping.
I would love to. Yes.
All
We've
right,
all got lead testing kits here, so
I've been over here.
my nickel testing kit is coming for next week's fun. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm using a box cutter for anybody that wants to know. I'm using a box cutter, and I am scraping off the back part as much as I can so that I can get the best result possible.
Well, here, I'll show you guys what I'm doing. I should have shown you before. I'll do it. So when you dip it in,
okay, I'm going to mute myself while I'm scraping.
Colleen, tea time is all about fucking paparazzi all the time, Colleen. So yes, this is about disgusting paparazzi. You want to make that clear. Anybody who's wondering who we're talking about, we are talking about Paparazzi Accessories, fake ass jewelry company with the fake ass founders, and how it's all a fucking lie and how it's all a front for a scheme. There you go, Colleen. Let's make it clear.
Okay, so I'll tell you guys. So the directions say when you have to dip it in vinegar, shake off the excess, and it will turn yellow. It will turn yellow. Then you rub it the surface for 30 seconds. Okay. So I just did the first one. I was rubbing it while y'all were finishing. So I just did this necklace. I wanted to do a big one first, make sure I really got in there. So I did this one. If you guys remember this piece, Misty actually had this on at convention in 2019. And if you would like to know, here, I'll show you. There's the color if there's no lead. There's the color if there is lead. This darker color. So we just rubbed all back here. There you go.
So if anybody's wondering, the back of my kit actually has an explanation of why lead is a big deal. Okay.
Oh, yes, let's hear it.
It says, what is lead? Well, ladies and gentlemen, lead is a toxic metal that occurs naturally underneath the Earth's surface. Since it is virtually indestructible and non-biodegradable, manufacturers have used lead to make many different consumer products, including toys, mini blinds, ceramics, dishes, crystal, paint, batteries, gasoline, pipes, and solder. How do you come in contact with lead? Although the use of lead paint was banned in 1978, over 57 million homes still contain some lead. Lead-based paint can be on windows, doors, trim walls, cabinets, porches, railings, etc., old furniture, even children's toys. Lead dust is the most common source of lead exposure. Then it talks about children can ingest lead from hand-to-mouth activity by touching things that have lead in them. And the reason this is important is how many of us have been selling this jewelry for years and have kids in our house?
Tracy,
Okay. Oh my God. Is that?
this is the test from Taylor Kirby's necklace.
Oh my gosh.
So that
So
means
my
lead
test
is
is the exact same as Amanda's. It will turn mustard yellow, and when it detects lead, it will turn a deep plum, violet, red, pink, or purple.
So mine the other night when I done that ring that turned bright purple did have lead in it because I was so confused with my testing. So it was loaded with lead.
Yep.
Okay, so
So
why
this
is
is the
lead
result,
poisoning a
everybody,
problem?
of Taylor Kirby's necklace.
That it must be an incredibly hot. That's the darkest it can possibly be.
Yeah, it's pretty much black.
The ring I done the other night, Tracy, it was in the Fashion Fix. Don't give up or some bull crap. I scraped so down, like scrape. That thing lit up like a plum.
So this is why lead is a problem. I wanted to read this because I want you all to think about
I saw your.
Excuse me.
No, go ahead. I feel like Terry froze. Oh no. I wanted to tell you all what the problem with lead is in case you're wondering why this is a big deal. Okay? Low levels of lead exposure can cause headaches, mood changes, sleep disturbances, a decrease in fertility for men, high blood pressure, digestive problems, nerve disorders, joint and muscle pain. High levels of lead exposure can cause intellectual disability, blindness, convulsions, comas, and even death. Lead can also cause problems in pregnancy and affect a baby's normal development. We all have children, pets in our home. We're touching this jewelry, showing it. How many of you had a headache when you were done showing jewelry, but thought it was because you just were strained from the bright lights or tired and had a headache? You know,
I just thought it was because
we've been exposed to.
I thought it was because I was so stressed that I knew that I had trolls watching me 24/7, turning me in for fake shit. But you're right. I had increase of it was so bad, my migraines. And did you know that I have felt more healthy than ever because all of my paparazzi is not in my new house. All of my hordes of paparazzi is in my Redlands home. And that totally makes sense.
Jerry, did you see the result from Taylor Kirby's? Were you here for the look?
No, let me see. Look at that. Wow.
Digestive problems. Didn't you say you had all kinds of digestive problems for years? Okay, I've got a blockbuster necklace to test.
Perfect.
Oh, I'm testing black diamond pieces in case.
I've got a Starlet Shimmer ring here that I'm going to test.
Paparazzi states that they are lead and nickel free. And all of you consultants out there, look, this is something that's very interesting. Okay, number one, Paparazzi does not put lead and nickel free on their tags. Do you know why? Because they want to save themselves from false advertisement. So they tell people it's lead and nickel free. So all of their consultants say it's lead and nickel free on their shows. But if you notice on Paparazzi's tags, it does not say lead and nickel free, nor does it say lead and nickel compliant. They are fucking manipulators and fucking liars. Liars.
I had never noticed that. until you just said that, Jerry, because
Yes,
some of
ma'am.
the companies I'm buying from now, it'll say most
Lead
of the
nickel
companies
compliant.
leaded nickel compliant.
It's because
Now, here's a
paparazzi.
comparison.
No.
This is a Starlet Shimmer ring. This is the Taylor Kirby necklace.
So at least the Starlet Shimmer ring.
So Starlet Taylor Kirby necklace did. So there's that.
Caroline's got receipts about somebody whose child got burned.
I got a
I'm
couple
testing the
receipts.
Blockbuster necklace. She wants to read one outside and show the receipt.
I'm going to show you guys the picture. Here's this little girl.
Look at that baby's face.
Here's this little girl. Okay?
What?
And I got permission from her mom to show this, okay?
What the hell?
Hey, so I was the one on Clubhouse. I was trying to get a hold of Tracy. I've seen you on Tea Time about some of the things you said, and they are absolutely correct. So this is what happened to my niece. She wore Starlet Shimmer earrings and a necklace and broke out like this. We switched necklaces to see if it was just her skin, and it wasn't. She went to the doctor as well. So this is from Starlet Shimmer. This is from Starlet Shimmer. Look at her.
Okay, why is it on the side of her cheek right there, though?
Because she had an allergic reaction. It's hives.
Yeah. So
Wow.
she got hives from it being like touching her face here, the earring. Yeah. And I also had allergic reactions to the jewelry that I never talked about. So my favorite bracelets of all time were these, right? These were supposed to be our black diamond bringbacks. But I never showed anyone, but this is what they did to my wrist. Yeah.
So Caroline has a nickel sensitivity, and that's why we're testing it for nickel when the test strips come.
And so I also want you to test some of these bracelets.
So this is the lead test for this Blockbuster. I did not get a color change. So this one apparently does not have lead present.
It must be the chain.
I am now going to test a Starlet Shimmer clip. Last time I tested one, it came out positive, so we'll see.
I'm going to test a copper bracelet.
So I just did, you guys remember whose black diamond or pink diamond piece this was?
Oh, yeah, the Franks. Brittany
So
Franks.
it's not a lot because I had to shove it down in the buttons.
I wish somebody had one of my custom designed pieces.
I do. It's downstairs.
I'd love to test it.
So that's the Frank's bracelet. I have Patty's ring, but I can't really dig down in there.
Amanda, which one was that you just tested?
This was the Love Life bracelet. This was the Frank.
Got it.
Bracelet. And then this one is, you remember when Misty had this on at convention in 2017? Or
Read that one,
2019?
Caroline. Is it in the comments?
Yes.
That-
Alan Peoples commented, my dad was sent to the hospital after I gave him a men's necklace. He found out he was allergic to lead. Obviously had lead in it.
Where's that other big piece I wanted to do? Oh, here's a piece.
Let me tell you guys, I'm putting my Z pieces and my dollar packs up in my boutique that I do now. And legit, it says, although Paparazzi claims this is lead and nickel free, I don't think that it is. So buy at your own risk. I am not going to tell lies to push out jewelry. I do it even on my lives of jewelry I purchase now. I say the tag states this is lead and nickel compliant. This company states this is camdium free, right? This is called integrity, people.
Mm-hmm.
When I found out that Paparazzi contained lead and nickel, I felt like I was a circus fucking monkey for a bunch of lying, disgusting, manipulative founders. And that's what they are.
This is a Starlet Shimmer hair clip.
Look at that shit. Against your scalp, y'all. Against a child's scalp.
Hey, does anybody know if Angela is here?
Okay.
Of what's her last name?
Nelson?
Yeah, find out if she's here, and I'll test hers.
I don't know. Angela, I don't know how to check.
By saying, when we would say it's lead and nickel free as consultants, And finding this out, it makes us look like big fat liars.
Well, let me tell you this.
Not because we tried to be.
No, I know, but you know what I'm saying, though. I mean,
For me, this even goes deeper because when they had the big cadmium scare, I messaged Summer and I messaged compliance and I said, I need to know if your products contain this because I want to give my customers the correct information. They told me it did not contain that and gave me the list of shit that Paparazzi has in it.
And isn't there a big thing in California about cadmium?
Yep.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I told all
I
my
tested the
customers
copper.
it was cadmium free.
I knew it.
The copper is white as well, right? So this is my third thing I'm testing is the bracelet that Caroline held up that broke her out. You're supposed to hold it on for 2 minutes. It's already orange.
I knew it. I knew that crap.
You're supposed to hold my lead tester.
I'm gonna test the. I'm
gonna
gonna test the Tina. I'm testing the
Here, I'll do the Tina.
Okay.
Heather, are you okay?
This is sickening me.
It's gross. It's just gross. It's gross.
It's making me
So this was
speechless.
supposed to be my pink diamond bring back piece or my black diamond bring back piece they took away from my team. Now I feel like it was
Thank
a small
God.
mercy. I feel like I should thank God for unanswered prayers. Right?
Yeah, that was a blessing in disguise, Tracy. That was a blessing in disguise, right?
That's what I mean. You're
Angela Nelson is in the room.
Okay. Angela's here. Cool.
I'm guarantee you that Tracy has lead in it too.
Yeah.
Do you have one?
Not in the bucket.
I have one. Mine's upstairs.
Wait a minute, they're right here. Hold on. I might have one in the bottom of the bucket.
Do you have a bracelet?
Oh yeah, they're right. It's right here. I have it in this bucket.
Okay.
I have a bunch of them in here that I've just knocked my whole bowl of water onto my leg.
I have not tested it yet. Where's the camera? There we go.
Oh, that's
Not tested. Here we go.
I just knocked my water bowl on my leg.
What? A basket full of Tracy's. You literally have a basket full of Tracy's.
Because every time I wore one, I didn't sell it to people.
Yeah. All right, let me.
Because I got 865 in a bucket.
More water.
Well, Angela I guess y'all can rest assured, hers is not turning.
Now the girl that
hers is not turning.
The girl that had the burn that was in Clubhouse today that was talking about how she had the burn, she had her stuff, the hospital records for that.
Yeah, and there's I know the piece name that
we got to test that.
It's somebody's.
Amanda, which one was yours that just came clear?
Angela. The Angela.
Okay, got it.
Now I have another Z here. It's broken.
Shocker! I'm shocked.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It broke all the time.
It's probably yours, Jerry.
Right?
No, it's not.
It's Monica Cox's.
It's funny.
All of Monica Cox's Z piece was a piece
Here's
of shit.
a Tracy. We're gonna test a Tracy.
Yep.
Yeah, I just tested the Tina and it's not.
Wait, where is Jerry? Oh, Jerry, I have yours.
Wait. There's a little bit right there from the Tina.
So first of all,
But
I want
it's not
y'all
a
to
whole
see
lot.
because I messaged Jerry about this. This was like a month before she was canceled. Jerry, remember when I sent you this picture and I was like, I can't figure out what's wrong with this.
I was like,
oh, look how it was made. Look how they sent it to me. Like, I looked at it forever.
Is that crooked?
No, they totally missed putting on a whole piece.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, I can't figure out.
So it sits lopsided because all the pieces aren't there. All right.
Yeah, I was like, I can't figure out what's wrong with this.
That's not turning.
Yeah, one side has 3 and one side has 2.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I had to look at it for a while. I'm all, what's wrong with that? Oh my God.
That
not
is
turning.
so funny.
I forgot I still had this. Okay.
So far, the Tracy is not turning.
I have one Z that'll turn.
Well, this is just for lead. It might have nickel. We don't know.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
my nickel kit's coming.
Yeah.
I have a phenomenon here, and I have one downstairs. I do have one from this year that I can try. All right,
Just to hold it on for 2 minutes, and I don't want to.
2 minutes.
Like I don't want to hold it on because I'm afraid my finger's going to get irritated.
Test it.
So has anybody else had anything else turn purple? Like I haven't gotten anything to turn purple, but that pink bracelet.
So Princess Kelly Elizabeth Shea, she said Paparazzi website does say it's lead and nickel free.
It does.
It does.
pieces of shits, man. They are pieces of shits.
So I
can't
have
with
to
this
hold this
company.
on for 2 minutes, and it is starting to turn orange.
Yeah, I thought it looked orange, which is why.
The bracelet just turned really fast, and this one didn't turn so fast.
Oh my god, this is so disgusting.
So that means that there's at least some amount of lead in these products.
Oh my god.
Because we all have different kinds of tests. Like everybody got a different kind of test, but we're all getting the same kind of results. And that was the point of doing this live. What about gunmetal? Oh, that's a good idea. Let me see if I got something in this bucket that's gunmetal.
Evelyn Martinez, she made a good point.
Do you have any
Evelyn
I
said,
got brass.
test.
No, I don't have any Donnellys.
I think we
Evelyn
saw
said, test the chains of the necklaces. Those are going to be the cheapest part of the jewelry. So make sure you guys also test the chains of those necklaces.
Oh, you know, this irritated me.
Oh, this is the, what's her face? This is the Marissa. Let's test them. I got a Marissa. I don't have that.
I have a Marissa too. That's the one that was broken.
You know what? I actually want to test the Rebellion because it's brass. I've done some of the silver.
The
Revolution. Sorry. I want to test something that's brass. I want to test this other metal. So let me do this one real quick.
So far, so good.
Hey.
So you're safe to wear your Geraldines, you guys.
Thank God. That was the piece I wore the most because it's my piece. So.
Okay, so I'm going to test this. It's on a dinner plate because it is in pieces, literally. But it's phenomenon. I'm sure you guys can tell. It's phenomenon. I'm going to test a piece.
Bro, that necklace, all it did was break.
You know what? They're all broken. I went to Joann's Fabric and bought black jump rings to try to fix them. It's a joke.
Yes.
But why should you have to do that? That's fucking bullshit.
Exactly.
I agree. It's just people liked it, and I didn't want to mail it to them. No, I tested every jump ring. What? Oh. So gunmetal. That's gunmetal?
Yeah. It's black with lead.
Yeah, gunmetal was my fave, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird though, because the back of it actually looks a lot like the Angela, and the Angela wasn't turning. But this one does. But this one did.
I don't know that the Angela was actually. Yeah, maybe it was gunmetal. I was trying to think, was it actually gunmetal or was it just painted black?
Okay, yeah. I was just about to say Angela isn't actually gunmetal. This is legit painted. So it's got lead in the paint. That thing is lighting up. Look at that thing.
So the Tracy looks pretty safe.
Amanda, you tested the chain on the Geraldine, correct?
Yeah, I was rubbing it. Yeah,
yeah,
I was rubbing
Stephanie,
it. And I even stuck it through.
That.
I even rubbed it on the extender to see if it was on there, and I even stuck it through the loop.
Nice.
Turn. It didn't turn.
Okay.
And what else I got in here? I have a Z from this year. Let's see.
Poor Heather. Heather just looks like she's just overwhelmed with.
Don't throw up, Heather.
I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with this jewelry.
It's disgusting. I'm letting consultants buy mine if they still want to sell it because there's no moral compass.
Oh yeah.
There's plenty of consultants out there who have zero moral compass, and that's another thing I was going to talk about.
I wanted to test the wooden ones
sell it.
that are actually painted.
Fuck it.
I'm going to test this wooden necklace because the paint, it's actually a painted necklace. I want to test the paint on this to see if it's lead paint too.
It's probably loaded with lead.
Because mine tests paint. My kit and tests painted wood.
This one doesn't look painted. It's not turning.
I just had somebody write to me and say they didn't know what they wanted to do, how they were going to, they didn't feel right selling this now. And she's out of the business too. Just because of this.
Well, I'm officially going to make a public apology to my customers because I feel horrible. Like, I feel horrible.
Well, you only know what you know, and if you believe that they're doing what they're supposed to do, then it's different. Now we have to say that these are just supposed to be instant testing. We haven't gotten any results back from a lab.
No, we will be getting.
But we do have we're trying to get a sampling together to send to a lab.
So Janelle Garcia says, this is sickening. I have children in my house. I'm so pissed off. And that's a very good point. A lot of these consultants have thousands of dollars of this product. It's not one $5 piece you have on a nightstand. We have thousands of dollars in a very small square foot capacity. That is extremely dangerous when you multiply how much lead, nickel, and cadmium is in these pieces. And you have children. What if you have children at your home? This is fucking bullshit.
I think what worries me the most is that people have constant, consistent exposure to lead. It's constant, consistent exposure to lead which causes long-term health effects, and that's what worries me. It isn't that somebody just bought something once in a while. It's that we sit with this stuff for hours a day working with it, and have we made all of ourselves sick?
I just had somebody ask me to ask you guys to test the Charismatic, which is the oil slick one.
I don't have one.
I don't have.
Yeah.
You got it. Well, I don't have any. I sold them on.
At my store.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I
I don't
shouldn't have
have
tested
those.
pink because I don't know if this is paint or it's lead. This one turned red, but I don't know if it's paint or lead.
Nicole McAllister, are you part of Paparazzi? Are you saying that's why this is a bitch fest? If to you, we're on here and it's just a bitch fest, you, my friend, are fucking stupid. Because this isn't just a bitch fest. This is the fact of proving that a company is falsely stating that it is lead and nickel free and putting people in harm. If you don't see the problem with this, you're one of those immoral consultants that legit
Morgan,
can fuck off. Why don't you go ahead and buy all my jewelry at $1 and go ahead and resell it for $5 and tell everybody it's lead and nickel free because you kissed the founder's ass.
Does this
Oh, yeah.
justify that we are having a bitch fest? Does this justify it right here? Does this justify why we're angry? Look at
Thank
this
you.
shit.
Thank you. This is called being pissed the fuck off about being lied to for years about products that we're told to sell and believe in founders and everything they say when they're nothing but manipulative fucking liars. It's not a bitch fest. It's about educating you. But if you're too stupid to see it, bounce, boo. Go sell your $5 shit.
Or brainwashed and doesn't want to believe it. And you know what? We don't have
Test
to.
it yourself if you don't believe it.
We don't have to convince you. That's not what we're here for. I don't give a shit whether you believe me or not. Open your eyes and see the facts. Have it tested independently and prove us wrong. Because we've got all the proof here. We're testing it independently. We're all in different households doing it. We're all using different lead tests. You think that this is a bitch fest? Go test it and prove us wrong, chickadee. I'd love to see it.
Bring it in your house.
Jerry told me I wasn't allowed to call anybody a see you next Tuesday anymore, so I'm just going to call you a chickadee.
Yeah, you can't say that word. Look at that. Look at freaking Morgan has lead and nickel going all over the fucking place.
Yeah, bring it in your house and around your kids and around your family and tell me that you don't get pissed about that and that you don't want to expose it. Look at Amanda's.
Piece of shit.
I got a question for you. Renee Lawson asked, would that make consultants liable for calling it lead and nickel free?
So a manufacturer's warranty is probably what people should be relying on, but I think that it would be important if you are a consultant, because I've said this before. I've mentioned this to folks before. I am an attorney, but I am not your attorney. I'm not giving you legal advice. I am making a business owner suggestion to you. Contact your family attorney and your homeowner's insurance or business insurance if you have a business insurance policy like I do, and find out what happens if someone is injured by the products that you sell. Are you liable? And if so, do you have a coverage under your homeowner's insurance or your business insurance? Or are you going to be liable as well for people who are injured by a lead and nickel free claim that turns out to be untrue? You need to find out, don't you? Because you potentially could be part of a lawsuit for someone who was injured by a product that you sold to them.
Jenny
Yeah,
Oden
Tracy-
said, I'm having MS and I was by all this lead. So gross.
Tracy, I would wonder, though, this is me playing devil's advocate to a point. You know, if it's on the website that from Paparazzi, and the tags are Paparazzi, and the
Yes.
and the website says lead and nickel free. That's where it's going to go back to.
But here's what I want to make everyone aware of. I'm not saying that you're going to be found liable and have to pay out. I'm saying you're going to be named in a lawsuit and have to defend yourself, and that costs money.
Mm-hmm.
Because people can sue anybody in America for anything that a judge deems as worthy of a question in a courtroom.
Exactly.
Just because it doesn't mean you're found liable by a court of law doesn't mean you're not going to be named in a lawsuit. You have to get an attorney and defend yourself, which is time and money. I'm suggesting that folks find out, if you're an independent consultant with a product, what is your personal or business's liability if those claims about the product are found to be false and cause harm to someone? I'm suggesting that you speak to someone, call your insurance company, call your homeowner's insurance. If you have a home-based business rider on your policy, you may or may not. A lot of homeowners insurance policies now do have a rider that states that if you are working from home, you do have limited coverage. But that is not everybody's, and it's not automatic. So these are questions that people need to ask. If you are a business owner, if you are an independent consultant and own your own business, that also means that you have a certain level of liability for damages that occur when you are conducting your personal business. And Paparazzi's policies and procedures state you're an independent consultant. So they're not indemnifying you against claims. When you're an employee and you have a problem and when you commit or an accident occurs when you are an employee and you're found to even be partially liable, usually your employer indemnifies you for that. Paparazzi is not indemnifying anyone because you are an independent contractor. Ooh, what's that, Morgan? What was that?
That is this copper necklace.
Okay.
Short copper necklace.
We got fake Patty level manipulation in the comments by Nicole McAllister, telling us we have fantastic boutiques that we can put our time and energy into instead of doing these lives every week.
Oh no, it's because she's mad that her commissions are
and
going
since you said you can do it on your
down.
own, I'm gonna go ahead and do it for you, love.
Okay, so
The
Rachel Hillsta, she wants to know if we could check the fish hooks that go into the ears, please.
Yes.
Okay. I'm out of strips, guys. When I went to the Home Depot, they only had one lead testing kit today. I only had 6 strips, so I'm out of them. I'm sorry. I have more coming, but that's all I could get at short notice.
This one isn't super dark, but it's dark. And I'm sure that this will be somebody's black diamond piece soon.
All right, I'm gonna test this one, this earring, the hook.
I got this really from in there and the hook. And
Okay.
Jerry, I tested the earrings on your Z piece and they were fine.
You guys, my fingers are burning.
The darkest one that I did though was this one. And this one was somebody's black diamond piece in an oil spill not too long ago.
Yep, this
Oh,
one,
wow.
the darkest one I did was Taylor Kirby's black diamond piece.
Well, it's a black diamond, all right. It's black
Yeah.
as can be.
So
I'm gonna make something very, very fucking crystal clear. I am so busy that every week I literally do think about not doing tea time. I force myself to cut out time to do this. Do you know why? It's that important. It is
I know you do.
that people are not bullied anymore to shut their mouths by the Patty Shevlins and the Danielle Bakers and the Erica Coles and the Hunter Matthews and the Monica Cox, all those motherfucking people who go around. Patty Shevlin goes around and bullies people to keep their mouth shut. They are afraid of their commissions dropping. I will not shut my mouth. I will continue to carve out times of my incredibly busy fucking schedule. It's not like I have nothing else to do. Patty Shevlin, who TikToks all day long in your fucking pajamas. Your fucking pajamas.
Okay.
You better learn how to wake up in the morning and go make some fucking money.
There's Morgan's earring.
That's
Morgan,
the
you
earring.
got way more lead in your house than I do.
This is the earring that came with the necklace that just tested positive. That was on the fish hook part of the earring.
There you
I was
go.
gonna say, I don't know what people think that we're getting out of doing this. I want to be clear that not only do we get nothing out of this, it actually costs us time and effort to do this when we do
Not
it.
to mention the money to buy this too. So I mean,
We bought the testing kits. We paid for a
Not-
subscription to StreamYard so that Jerry paid for a subscription to StreamYard so we could go live on multiple pages and do this all at one time.
Not to mention the immense amount of bullying that takes place and the Facebook stalking with the fake fucking profiles who are trying to bring down my business. And guess what? It's not going to work. Keep it coming, bitches. Keep
That's
it coming. It's
it.
not
It
going to
isn't gonna
fucking work.
I don't care how many Facebook Messenger messages you send. I don't care how many times you go to our business pages and post stupid bullshit. We will not stop doing this. This is important. People are getting sick. People are being injured. People are dying.
So it's funny that you say people are getting sick. Heather's known me for a long time, and last couple of years, how bad's my asthma been?
Bad.
Been pretty nice last month, hadn't it? My asthma was bad for a long time. I've had asthma since I was a kid. It's never been bad. It's never been as bad as it has been the last 4 years. Now, y'all know whose ring this is, right?
Is that Patty Chevron?
that's Patty
Black
Chevron.
diamond.
And I will tell
ring.
y'all, I wore this
It
ring.
doesn't even
all
have
the
a
time.
name because it was so old. It didn't even have a
I
name.
will be very honest, y'all. I love this
This
ring.
was the first one. This was the very first one before they remade that one. Where's my
Well,
camera?
I poked it in there. I dug it in there, and
That's black.
Does anybody have any Starlet Shimmer earrings? Amanda, do you?
I got a box full of Starlet Shimmer here, but I don't have any test kits left. Dang it.
Okay. Someone's asking if we can do Starlet Shimmer. I got rid of all of my Starlet Shimmer earrings already.
these are plastic.
You guys, look, my fingers are turning orange from the test kit strips. That's
Ew,
how much
mine are
lead
too.
I exposed myself to touching this shit.
Look, this is how many tests I've done so far. I have several left, but
I'm gonna try these. They have metal back. I mean, they're little. I'm gonna
yeah.
try.
Okay.
We'll see. They're little. Like the front of it is acrylic.
Okay.
We're gonna try.
Do y'all still have a lot of jewelry to sell left?
No.
I know you do, Tracy.
Yeah,
You
I
too?
probably have about I have less than 1,000 pieces, thank God, but I've already sold 1,000 pieces already. So I've got
You guys,
about
look at
probably
my
800.
finger from touching the jewelry with the test strip.
No,
I had to
that's not-
hold it down. My finger is orange from the lead.
Both of mine are too.
Okay, here you go. I just literally rubbed this up and down on it.
Is that the Starlet Shimmer earring?
Wow.
That's literally just from the itty bitty post.
That was the Starlet
Oh.
Shimmer earring?
Oh God.
And all I did was I didn't even move the swab. I rubbed the post up and down.
So you guys, if anybody that's on here watching has any idea what next steps should be, I mean, I'm certainly not an expert in any way, shape, or form about this kind of stuff, lead content. If anybody knows what to do next, reach out and let us know, because I feel like this needs to be reported, because they need to be held to the standards that they claim they're on their marketing materials and on their website and on every piece of jewelry. And you guys, this is really upsetting. I know that everybody wants to come at us and bitch. This is gross. Like, this
You
makes
guys
me
should have
sick.
actually wore gloves. The next time we do this, can you wear gloves? Like,
Yeah,
I'm
I
freaked out
meant
for
to
you.
bring gloves down here.
I'm freaked out for you.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm gonna wash my hands when we get off the show, but
Yeah, my hand feels like it's burning.
You can go
My
wash your
fingers are
hands
burning.
now.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
My fingers are burning. I am going.
Please.
I'm gonna test this one other thing while I tell you guys, because I wanted to touch on something that Tracy said. You guys can sell your jewelry for whatever you want. I was an LOP diamond and I quit on September 21st. And as of 48 hours ago, with the exception of this little bit that I've got here, it all walked out my front door. It's all gone. So there is a video that I did. It's a personal preference, but there's a video I did in our Recovering Paparazzi group on things that I did to get rid of my jewelry.
Mine's all gone too. I mean, other than I have one box and I use it for freebies, but now after watching this, no.
Got one box that's going to Goodwill, and I got this wrap right
Yeah.
here just because I forgot about it.
I'm not giving that away. I'm sorry. I'm not even going to give it away.
No.
You all, I'm a little worried.
I am going to wash my hands.
I'm a little worried that we are actually going to have to dispose of this because it's toxic.
I mean, look at, I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I did 8 tests.
You could claim it as a loss on your income tax, right, Tracy? I mean,
you
seriously?
can absolutely claim it as a loss, but I don't want to just throw it away. I want them to be held accountable for the levels of toxicity.
No, I agree.
Their materials. Yeah, if we can't sell it and we purchased it, you know, they won't buy it back.
Grammy, if you're watching, get rid of all that jewelry I sold you.
And I almost wonder if that's why I started having them terrible, terrible headaches, Amanda.
You guys.
Oh my gosh,
we've all been sick with weird things.
Terrible headaches to the fact
I was beyond ill, and I thought it was just all stress. This explains so much. So much.
Yeah.
Like headaches to where I was going to the chiropractor getting adjusted.
See,
I was so ill.
Like, I know the difference between a stress headache and just a sickness headache, right? Like a stress headache, I get all the way down my back and shoulders. I know I've sat at the computer and typed for too long in a day or something. The headaches that I got from this are different. They're nauseating all through the front of my head.
Dizziness.
It's bad, but it's different than a stress headache.
Ooh, I got a good one. Okay, first of all, do y'all remember in December of 2019, they were doing whatever the paparazzi something fundraiser was, and it was like the last day, and they needed X amount of money. So this piece wasn't supposed to be released till after the holidays. But if y'all donate and hit this goal for us, we'll release this.
Oh yeah, the blue heart. Yes.
And it took like 15. Y'all remember that? It took like 15 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah. Well.
Okay, I have that same necklace, so I'm gonna test it too, just so we can prove it.
I dug way in here, way
into the heart part,
like see how it's got crevices on the side, openings on the side. I dug in there. When I did that, it came out black.
All right, I'm gonna do it right now. I have the same one. I'm testing it too.
And there's
I know that everybody doesn't wear paparazzi jewelry all the time that are customers, but consultants who work with it for extended periods of time, all the time. I think there's I wonder if I know that they test certain heavy metals, exposure to certain heavy metals, like with your hair, right? They take a piece of your hair and they test it to see what you've been exposed to, like arsenic, for example. I wonder if they do that with lead. I wonder how they test lead exposure.
So Barb made a very good point. I'm so sorry. Barb said, I had vertigo for 3 months. I wonder if it made me have vertigo. This is a good point because my vertigo was so bad, I couldn't even go to the hairdresser and get my hair washed. She was like, Jerry, there is something. I went to the doctor and they're like, your ears seem clear. They could not figure out why I was having such bad vertigo. I would be on my live shows, and people know this because I'd be on my live shows like, I can't function. My vertigo's so bad. So Barb, you nailed it. It was debilitating vertigo. I couldn't even go to my corporate America job. That's how bad it was. It was so bad. And since I moved to my house, I've had zero vertigo. Zero.
Caroline Boyd, thanks for posting that. I'll go back and find it later.
At least you can rest assured, Jerry, because I do know that you did not get this necklace.
Oh, they test lead by blood sample. Okay. Is anybody else willing to go to their primary care physician and get their blood work done? Because I go the 23rd.
I've seen a couple of people just say that they will too on the comments.
I'm willing to do it.
Look, yep.
I can't get into December 23rd.
Where
But
I can't see it, Morgan. Oh my God, there it is. Okay.
Yep, same necklace Amanda tested. Came positive.
and this came out in how many colors? And somebody's pink diamond piece.
There
that
were
was fun.
silver,
A
there
lot.
was pink, there was blue, there was purple,
and the oil spill.
and the oil spill.
Mm-hmm.
So
And the
it's not
silver.
the glass gemstone that's got the lead in it, I don't think. Although, I mean, there is leaded glass.
Yeah,
This looks painted back here. This looks painted. Like, that's the thing. The back part looks, the actual holder of the pendant, the setting, if you will, it looks painted.
Yeah.
I don't know if it is, because then you can see where it's glued in. It looks painted. So
even like Yvette Soul said, oh my God, when I started Paparazzi, I got vertigo. I've never had it in my life. Maria Lombardi said, oh my God, me too. What the fuck?
my husband has had insanely bad vertigo, and now it's making me question all kinds of things.
Someone asked if we can test what a gem necklace and just timeless earrings. I don't think I have either of those anymore.
I don't have those anymore.
Nope. All right.
You guys, I think we've tested enough. Did we test the Starlet Shimmer bracelets?
Most of those are stretchy and plastic.
Yeah, they're plastic, and I'm not sure that lead is in plastic. I think it's more metals.
Yeah.
But I would like to request, if anybody, make a special trip. I'm going to have to make a special trip because I've already had my checkup, but I'm going to go and request blood work to be drawn and tell them I believe that we have been exposed to lead and we need to have our levels tested to see if they're dangerous. I'm still working with the jewelry trying to sell it, but most of mine is wrapped, which is something good. I don't wear it anymore. I don't wear it anymore just because it upsets me to wear it. So even my Tracy necklace, Caroline's like, why are they on a basket? I'm like, because I don't wear them. You guys, I have a bucket. I cleaned out my bedroom. I have this huge bucket full of jewelry that was my personal jewelry. That's what I was testing out of. I feel like I don't even want to test it if it's not wrapped anymore, but it's too much. It's too much to even think about how much I have exposed myself to and what I still touch every day.
Think about all the workers
Wait a second.
in their
What
warehouse.
is this?
Think about all those
Whitney
workers
Appleton
in their warehouse.
said, my son's lead levels were high 4 months ago, and we had no clue why. Oh, Whitney. Girl.
Logan.
Is someone yelling, Morgan?
Holy-
Morgan!
No, he's saying
calling
Logan. Sorry. He's saying Logan. He's yelling for my son.
I was like, Morgan, someone's calling you!
I'm seriously like about ready to cry. That is horrible. That is so horrible.
Yeah. And I have a 9-year-old and 11-year-old, so
You guys,
definitely making me think.
We
want to
spend
point
hours and hours and hours every single day.
I fell asleep in here.
in with our hands in this jewelry every single day. I mean, I worked almost 7 days a week, honestly, for 8-hour days and plus. Yeah, I
Look
worked
at this.
hard.
I was
T.
Empire.
Henry, yes, you can tell other consultants about this. Go on ahead and share.
You guys,
I was buying.
that we
I
do
was
is a
buying.
secret.
I was buying and handling and selling more jewelry than anybody else in the entire company.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. I had a 1,500 square foot house. When I bought my bring bath piece, the flower bring bath piece, I had 60 cases of jewelry in my house.
Well, didn't you have more with the with your Empire piece? Like, I remember
Yes.
your kitchen and your living room, and
Yes,
because they made like 3 trips to your house.
I'm probably gonna get cancer from this shit. Like I'm legit freaked the fuck out. And so
Winnie Gaston, I made a mistake because I tested a pink wooden necklace and the test turns red if there's lead present, and I shouldn't have chosen pink, but it was the only one I had in the bucket. So I don't feel like even though that test turned red, I'm not sure if it's paint or lead. So I'm not gonna call that one
right.
Mine tests on painted wood.
I should have tested a different color, and now I'm out of strips, but I'm gonna get some more.
There you go.
Mine tests on painted wood. I'll do it real quick.
Ladies, I have to go.
I know, Terry. Thank you so much
I
for
have
being
a
on.
live.
Yes, best of luck to you with your live. I know you're gonna do great things. I'm so
Thank
proud
you,
of
my
you.
darling.
I cannot
Thank you
thank
for
you
having
enough
me
for coming
on.
forward. We really, really appreciate it. All
Heather,
you have to do is click yourself out and leave. You don't have to do anything else. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Terry.
Thank you,
I
Terry.
love y'all. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you. We love you, Terry.
I have a
Goodbye,
wood
y'all.
earring. Bye, Miss Terry. I have a wood earring that I'm gonna test really quick, and then I do have to go because if I don't eat before my lives, I'll like pass out.
Yeah.
We don't. I feel like we've tested a huge variety of pieces tonight.
well.
I think we've made our initial point.
Well,
And our
here's a
initial
wood earring
point
for you.
was that there are people who are having this stuff tested. I think we might want to go have ourselves tested. You guys, we don't do this because we think being dramatic is entertaining, okay? We don't do this for some kind of sick need to have attention drawn to us. I've been out of paparazzi since February of 2020. It's almost 2 years. I don't do this because I've got some kind of like weird hanging on that I'm trying to I'm losing my words because I'm so upset.
We don't have a vendetta.
This is wrong what they're doing. It is wrong to sell jewelry and say it's lead and nickel free if it contains lead and nickel. It can make people sick.
That's from this.
My Miami Blue. Ask me how I know.
Yep,
I thought
it's
I had
right,
for it.
right there.
I know that we may come across sometimes as people who are just mad. We are.
I come across that way because I am fucking
But I'm
pissed.
saying we are mad, but we're not
Livid.
mad. We're not only angry. We're not here to throw a temper tantrum. We're here to show why this company should not be operating the way it operates. They treat their consultants poorly. They don't pay people like they're supposed to. And apparently they have toxic chemicals and metals in the jewelry they claim doesn't. If we're wrong about it, how can all of our test strips from all different places? I mean, I'm in Kentucky, Morgan's in Indiana, Amanda's in North Carolina. Everybody's somewhere different. We're not getting them from the same place. We can't all be wrong.
The only
Kathy,
thing coming from the same place is the jewelry that's being tested.
Kathy
That's
Richmond,
right.
From the point that I knew paparazzi contained lead and nickel, I tell everybody, you want to buy this, it contains lead and nickel, is from paparazzi jewelry. Flat out. I let them know. Let them know.
The fact
I do not advertise that bullshit as lead and nickel free.
The fact that they treat consultants poorly is one thing. This is a bigger deal than that. All of this is important. Everything we talk about is because somebody's being hurt, but this is potentially everybody being hurt, okay? If you work for this company or you are an independent consultant for this company and you think that everything that we're saying is wrong, you're going to have to show me some proof to discredit all of the proof we've shown you that we're right.
Yep.
Because at this point, you're blind or purposefully ignorant or just deluding yourself that everything that you've been told is accurate. They have a lot to lose. If this truth gets out, which I'm going to do my very best to make sure it does, they have a lot to lose.
Yo, this is no different than if you knew that somebody, would you tell your child? If your child saw someone being bullied, and would you tell your child to stand aside and not do anything? If you knew somebody was being sexually harassed at work and you were a witness to it, would you not say anything? Like it's the same. It's about doing the right thing.
Yes, and people
it
don't want to be involved. You don't want to be involved. There's so many people in America that just want to turn away. There was a woman who was raped on a subway train in New York a couple of weeks ago. It made the news. People were present in the car and no one stopped to help her. Like, we're a country full of people who turn and look away. Please stop looking away. We all have a responsibility. If you are just, even if you're just a completely selfish, self-absorbed person, get your damn self tested. Go see if you've got lead in your blood.
There's
going to.
so many people in this country who are so self-absorbed about whatever just affects them. They walk over dead bodies and keep on going. They don't have any moral compass or integrity. It is foul and disgusting.
Somebody asked, what are the symptoms of lead poisoning? I'm going to read them to you again because I read this from the lead surface test kit that I got. It says, how do you know you've come into contact with lead?
But Tracy, I'm so sorry. Before you read that, I'm going to go ahead and hop off of here. Just so
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you guys for
doing
having
the
me
testing
on.
with us, Amanda. Have a
Bye,
great
Amanda.
show tonight. Have a great sale.
Bye.
It says here, when ingested or inhaled, even in small amounts, lead can cause permanent damage to the brain, kidneys, and hearing, especially in children under 7 years old. Lead poisoning is not only a problem for children. In adults, low levels of lead exposure can cause headaches, mood changes, sleep disturbances, a decrease in fertility for men, high blood pressure, digestive problems, nerve disorders, joint and muscle pain. High levels of lead exposure can cause intellectual disability, blindness, convulsions, coma, and even death. Lead can also cause problems in pregnancy and affect a baby's normal development.
Wow.
I have felt bad on so many levels since I started with Paparazzi Accessories. And not all of it is explained away by having upsetting interactions with compliance, okay? I've had headaches. I've had multiple symptoms listed here. And I'm getting very upset by this because honestly, I try very hard to have a green home because I have an autoimmune disorder and so does my son. I try to use everything organic and natural that I can because it affects our autoimmune disorder to be exposed to certain toxins. And if I find out that I've been poisoning my kid and myself for 4 years when I try so hard to do the opposite, I'm telling you, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. But I'm going to do something because everybody deserves to have some kind of recompense, reckoning, or justice if that is what this company has been doing with this jewelry. We have children and pets in our houses. We're selling this stuff to friends and family that we love and appreciate. Are we sending little poison bombs to people? I'd like to know. I would like to know. I am not a legal expert in any of these areas, but by God, I am not going to give up till I find out the person who is that can help us. I'm beside myself with all these positive lead tests, and we haven't even tested for nickel yet. You know, Caroline is allergic to nickel. We have been doing this for years. Years.
Jerry, you're muted.
Sorry. I've come in contact with so much of the product. It's unfucking real. It explains so much because, again, I was just saying that it was all the stress on why after I leave paparazzi, I move into this house with no paparazzi around me and I feel better. I really did not contribute it to the product itself. I just contributed to paparazzi's out of my life.
Me too.
And I feel physically better now. Everything you said on there was what physically I was experiencing. Every fucking thing. And it was getting progressively worse. And my twin can talk about this because she's like, you're not well. This is not good. It's disgusting.
We do this to bring awareness. We don't have all the answers about what to do next. I see all the questions going by. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? I don't know yet. I don't know what to do yet.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to stop till I figure it out.
Yeah, we're all just as shocked and, well, not really shocked, but we're just finding this out just along with you guys. So.
I will say I am shocked. I thought that if we tested this, we would maybe come out with 10% of the products, not 90% of the products.
Not all this?
No, that's what has me, like, I thought maybe there was going to be onesie twosies, right? I did not expect this at this level, and I literally am. I'm literally freaked the fuck out. Literally,
I didn't expect all of these to come out positive. Did not expect that. So,
you know what's the worst part? I have thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of this shit sitting in my house. I spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on it, and I know I'm not the only one. And now it's toxic. At least it's showing up toxic on the stuff we're testing. And I don't believe that everybody's test kits are faulty. We bought them all separately. We did these tests in separate places and separate houses on purpose.
Yep.
I'm going to be tested personally for lead exposure. I have to get my kids tested because my son helped pack my orders. I'm so mad.
I'm sorry. This would be like painting your house with lead-based paint is what this is equivalent to, and living in that home.
For everyone asking, you can find the tests on Amazon. Amazon has everything. You can find the tests on Amazon.
Somebody has got to be willing to help us organize a cause of action. So far, we haven't been successful in getting a cause of action for people not getting paid because everybody's in all these different states. And we haven't been able to get a cause of action for all the people that got sick and died at convention because nobody who actually is a surviving family member has come forward and tried to organize anything that we're aware of. None of the people that were harmed by the Americans with Disabilities Act have been able to get any justice either. But maybe everybody being poisoned by motherfucking lead will get somebody to help.
This is pictures that Lisa Champanaria, all the pictures she has of when she wore paparazzi jewelry, what it did to her skin.
Oh my God,
Lisa.
Lisa.
Oh my God.
Thank you, Lisa, for sending that stuff.
She said that she wants to be brought on the live. It's totally up to you, but these are bad.
Lisa, hold on. Let me send you the link. You can come on right now. Hold on. Just give me a second. I'm gonna send you the link, Lisa. And you can go through and pop through. Hold on.
Bad. Look at this. It looks just like the kids. Look at that. Look at this. Look. Does that not just look exactly like that daughter's child?
Yes, it looks like that girl's daughter with the...
Correct.
Her niece. It was her niece.
Correct.
Oh, her niece. Yeah, either way. Looks just like it.
Look at that.
Someone said to make sure to save Lisa's photos for BuzzFeed. There's a BuzzFeed journalist that's interested in talking to you guys.
Okay.
You guys, you know, I thought that their financial damage that they did to people was what they would be paying for, what they would be responsible for, that I thought we were fighting for. This is people's fucking lives.
Kids. I want somebody to send this to Misty Kirby and say, are you going to put your kids in your jewelry now? What if you, Misty Kirby, put thousands of dollars of jewelry in your home where your kids live, Misty Kirby? Test your own product, bitch. What about all those workers they have in the warehouses?
At least that stuff's in packaging.
Well, most of my jewelry's in packaging too at my house, but I don't think that protects you exactly.
So I was buying other consultants out trying to help them. And I'd get boxes of jewelry that people would send me and it wouldn't be in wrappers. So I have my kids sitting, putting it in all the extra, like I bought, jewelry stuff to wrap it to send it to, because I thought this is pretty shitty. People sent me all this jewelry, not even in packaging, which is why I quit buying people out because people were such assholes.
And you literally, Tracy, you guys handle every single piece and retag it.
We're not retagging it. I'm not.
I told you. That's what I said. Don't retag that shit. Don't put your name on that shit. People need to know it's coming from Paparazzi. They're so proud of their fucking product.
Lisa, I sent you the link. If you're on here, you should be able to click through and come on.
No, it is. Most of it is not lead free.
Not according to the lead testing we just did live.
Yeah, 90% of what they tested was not lead free.
I don't know what to do. And I'm sure I'm not the only person who doesn't know what to do. You guys were learning this at the same time you are. This is not a joke and this is not a stunt. This is what, oh God, I got Lisa coming on. Hey, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
I am so sorry.
So those pictures that you've seen.
Yeah.
I am so angry right now because when I lived in Spartanburg and I played in the story and I was going live, that's what was happening to me. No doctor, no allergist, even the best allergist in Greenville could figure out what was going on with me. They tested me for everything. They never tested me for lead or anything like that because I didn't. But here's the thing. Since I moved and for 3 years, guess what? Those rashes y'all saw, they're gone. I haven't wore the jewelry and I haven't played in the jewelry. It's all boxed up. I was getting ready to play in it again to move it around to try and do whatever I had to do to. I suffered. I had to take shots every month. I had infection after infection and no doctor could tell me anything. So I up and left Spartanburg thinking it was the area. I just have one thing to say, so y'all know this too. My husband's a chemical engineer, okay? We already have a company that to take on the jewelry. Yes, I'm saying this, and I hope Misty Kirby and I hope Trent Kirby and I hope Ryan and Cheney are all listening to this. It's not over. It's just begun. I promise you that. You know, when the girl put that out on our group and that saying that their jewelry wasn't lead nickel free, you know what I did? I got screenshots. I sent it to Trent. I sent it to Misty. I sent it to Ryan. Misty blocked me like this and deleted me as a friend and wouldn't answer. Ryan read my message. I said, I hope this isn't true because if it is and if it's provable, you're going to have a class action lawsuit on your case. He wouldn't respond back. I'm not playing. I'm not playing. And I promise you something's going to be done. I was and my husband's going to have the company that my husband's company uses. My husband works over with Chemtrade Logistics. It's a very big company, but he's over water soluble chemicals that you use to make water products and stuff. Okay. So it was taking him a little bit because he's not in the metal industry, but he reached out to one of his employees and he said, we use this company. They do hygiene checks all the time. You can totally use them. Tell them what the story. And he told them, he said, you tell them that story and I guarantee you they'll be able to test it and do everything. So I had called because my husband's he's in New Jersey right now. He was in Pittsburgh. And so I called Monday and I left a message and I never heard back. And I told him last night, I said, I haven't heard anything. He says, I'll take care of it today. Well, I haven't had a chance to talk to him today, but I promise you when he gets on that plane, by the time he comes back tomorrow, he will. And so I do have a company that's going to test it. It's totally legal. I'm going to have them videotape the whole test, everything. Okay. And Jerry, you will be seeing me because I'm coming to California and I'm going to get the biggest and the best attorney there is. They think they've got the best attorney. Oh, they ain't seen nothing yet. I'm sitting on over 20,000 pieces of shit. Shit is
Me
what it
too,
is.
girl.
Can you imagine? There is nothing else. This is a little bit deep, but I actually thought I had breast implant illness because I had some tumors in my breast that were taken out, and one side was bigger than the other, so I went and had breast implants. I thought these rashes and all my sickness was coming from that. And then I moved and I got better. No rashes. I've had 3 infections in 3 years versus 20 something in a year. Okay. I can pull all of this up. It's all documented. Yeah. I was on more antibiotics and I had to start at Levaquin and above. Levaquin and Bactrim. There was no Z-Packs. Nothing worked for me.
Wow.
Nothing. And I was playing in that jewelry all the time going live. But the funny thing is I left. I moved here. The jewelry's been in boxes. I haven't been around it. And my rashes went away. When I jumped on, because I hadn't even had a chance, my friends helping me get my house together and a boutique stuff going. And I was like, I jumped in and I saw those tests coming back. And I had a feeling that, but Jesus, that many. And here's the thing. When Heather did hers, it's like the earrings, this is where they probably get by with it. If they do a wipe test, which is what this guy thought we would need, I'm like, no, you can take a wipe test and just wipe the surface. You got to go in there and see, because they'll coat it with stuff that'll pass it. It's what's inside that. You know, the sad part is I think it contains more than just lead and nickel. I also think it contains cadmium and also chromium. And you want to worry about
arsenic and antimony, and arsenic and antimony as well.
So I'm going to read this. Lindsay Lee sent this to me and she wants me to read this to you guys. It's pretty disgusting. She said, Jerry, I'm watching your tea time. Can you mention that my girls got the black on their ears and irritation from the earrings, plus the rings too? I forgot my daughter had to get a ring cut off due to it getting so swollen and black.
Oh my God.
She said, I've started to get panic attacks in my sleep that affect my asthma, where I'm dying on the floor. This is what she said. My digestive issues are off the wall. My 3 girls just got diagnosed with celiac disease, and the doctors have no idea how, since it's genetic, but me and my husband are negative.
I think that we have all been exposed. This is what I think. It's my opinion, and I can be proven wrong, but I think we've all been exposed to some very dangerous levels of some very dangerous chemicals and things that our bodies are reacting to. And that is why we have all been not well. And
I could not figure it out. And I thought it was the area, the will. You know what, ladies? If you have insurance, and even if you don't, if you've been playing in the jewelry and around the jewelry, especially recently, you definitely need. I did research on that too. It's a blood test, and if you tell, they'll know the severity to go with it. But a simple blood test can tell if you have traces of blood, traces of the other stuff that the jewelry may contain in it too that we don't even know yet. But I'm hoping by next week I will be able to send these pieces off, and I have them. I can get with Heather. I may need you guys to send some, but I think I can get them as far back as 7 years. But here's the thing. If all that's coming up like that, it's all going to test like that. I'm not even worried about that now. I got enough, I think, with the... Wow.
My messages are off the hook right now. People are
mine are too.
Out.
And I'll read them. I will read them.
Freaked out.
I'm just
freaked out.
And y'all saw those pictures. That was no joke what I went through.
Guys, I
feel like I need to get out of this room.
I know, right? I don't have any answers for you. I am not kidding. I thought that it would be about 10% positive. I did not think it was going to be 95% positive on everything we tested. And I can't stop shaking on the inside. I'm lucky that I didn't have kids in my house, because I can't even imagine what people are thinking right now.
You guys, I can barely even pay attention to the conversation at this point because my mind is going a million miles an hour, and I'm so upset. Like, I'm sorry if I look like I'm off somewhere in my head, because I am off somewhere in my head. I don't know what I've done to myself and to my kids, and I am really upset, and I'm really just not I'm not okay.
Right.
I am not
Right.
okay.
I don't think any of us
My
are.
kids
I'm
have
just
been in here and they've been playing around helping me organize this jewelry ever since I left Paparazzi.
Jerry, Tracy, Morgan. This is what I can do when I talk to my husband, because he's a chemical engineer and he knows all this. I can ask him what the dangers would be if being exposed to it, because he tried to explain that to me about 3 weeks ago. If I have to, I can video call you all and let him explain it to y'all too about that part. But the thing is, now we need to move forward and we need to get it tested for the cadmium and the chromium and the arsenic that I saw when I Googled. Somebody told me, go Google paparazzi accessories lead and nickel free, and I listened and came back, my mouth just dropped. That the earrings contain something that starts with an A that's like arsenic. It's
antimony.
Yeah,
it's
antimony.
antimony.
I was like, that's it.
I told you. I told when I first started speaking up about paparazzi, I told people about it. Go Google it. There's already been tests done, and that's what you did, Lisa, and you freaked out. And I'm like, I'm telling you, the reason why we can't move forward yet is because me and Tracy have been discussing this since I got canceled. How are we going to test this jewelry? Actually, my thoughts about how to test the jewelry came before I even got canceled, because I was already outraged with this company's practices. I was already freaked the fuck out.
Well, you got I promise you, my husband won't down on this, and we've already got a company. It's a matter of, I'll keep in touch. I'll talk to him tonight and in the morning, and I'll be able to tell you what he says in regards to the lead exposure and stuff. But it will be tested very soon, and I'll give you all that information too. And Jerry, I will be up there soon, because when that test comes back from that company that verifies what you've shown on this video, watch out. I'll be up there, and I want we need the biggest and the best there is in California. They think they got the biggest and the best attorneys there. No, they ain't seen nothing yet. You're talking major class action lawsuit here.
I agree.
But this, you know what I wonder? And I'm going to put this out here. I wonder if they even have enough insurance, or can you think of all the jewelry they'd have to buy back? And they're not stupid. The money that they've made every year, you know what? It's probably not even sitting in accounts in the United States.
What do you think they're going to the goddamn Dominican Republic for? The Dominican Republic is a tax haven.
It surprised me if this shit's not in the Dominican Republic. That's what I said. But you know what? They ain't never messed. And
the Dominican Republic is a tax haven. What are they
called? Nonprofit.
I don't believe any of it. I've said it before.
I did too.
Jerry and I have had this conversation so many times about hiding assets and money laundering and where all this mysterious money goes.
I've been talking to my husband. Stop selling the jewelry for when it's all said and done. We're gonna get our money back, what we paid for it, and then some. Especially if you've suffered from it. My family suffered. My kids suffered. My daughter has an autoimmune disease now. We got her tested for. She's bald now. I don't. That is from alopecia, but also they think her thyroid's jacked up. She goes upstairs where the jewelry is upstairs. That's not in the boxes. I have it, but I got to. And I'll be able to tell if I break out again. But you know what? I want to. Wow. This is.
I just don't know what else to say. There's nothing else to say.
No, and I know that obviously not this time, but we were going to touch on Clubhouse and stuff, but that'll be a next time tea time, because this was turned out to be a lot more serious than any of us anticipated. I feel like
we thought we'd find a few pieces here and there that showed that they didn't test appropriately, and they brought jewelry through but didn't test appropriately. I did not in any way, shape, or form expect almost every piece that anybody touched to show positivity.
No, I did not either. I did not either.
And you know what? I'm sitting here thinking, is it even safe to throw it away, or are we poisoning a landfill if we dump all this shit in the garbage? Like, do we have to dispose of it in a certain way?
Don't burn it, because don't burn it, because I thought I'm not gonna have a big bonfire, because you'll release stuff into that. No, just keep it in boxes and keep it away.
That's it. Like, that's where they tell you don't burn certain things because the chemicals in the paint are bad for the environment. Like, should we be dumping it in the garbage? Like, I don't know. Somebody needs to tell me how to even get it out of my house safely. Like, I don't want to touch it. You guys, I cannot thank you all enough for coming on tonight. I have to tell you, this has been a lot. I did not expect it to go like this. I did not expect these positivity levels to be so blatant and so frequent in the testing. I thought, like you, that it'd be a piece here and there just to make the point that they're not testing consistently, but they're making the claims. I did not expect it all to show these levels. And I realize that these are home tests and that we're not some fancy lab, but we're going to get a fancy lab involved. And if it tells us that we're wrong, that'll give me some level of comfort. I didn't poison my fucking kids.
I just want to remind everybody that's just now hopping on. This is some of the results we got.
It's not even all of them.
That's not even all of them. So just some people that are coming on saying I missed the results.
Watch, you guys. We always post the replays. We don't take any of these videos down. If you didn't come on, then you can watch it from the beginning. But I think you'll be surprised to see the levels of the toxic positivity for not just you having a good attitude. It's toxic positivity for lead in the goddamn jewelry.
We also don't cut or crop or edit the videos. They're raw. And we do that on purpose. There's a lot of people on YouTube that cut and crop so that way it's more, people can watch it in a shorter lapse. We do that on purpose because of the paparazzi Huns out there who say that we only take bits and pieces to make it seem really bad.
Y'all,
I know all of it's really fucking bad.
If you think for 1 minute that the 2.5, 3 hour videos have been edited down, you're dumb. Okay, I'm so sick of these people coming in and going, "You're doing this," and yet, bitch, I am posting the video from Facebook. It's complete.
So,
and I don't care what anybody thinks. We're doing this for ourselves. We're doing this for the people who've been hurt. We're doing this for the people who have been ignored, and for the people whose lives have been damaged but had nobody to turn to and no recourse. We're doing this for everybody, even those dumbasses who keep telling us that we're liars and from Satan. Oh, my favorite was the bitch you called out the other day, Jerry, who was in Facebook in Clubhouse telling everybody that's the devil. They're doing the devil's work. I'm like, if I'm doing the devil's work, then I'm also Ronald Reagan reincarnated. Come on.
I don't care.
She said Satan was speaking through you all.
Right. Well, and they want to say
Satan
because
upset by the lead and nickel and the goddamn jewelry too.
Correct. Oh, they're all. I'm sure that her God is upset. I know my God is upset with the fact that they just ignore deaths of negligence and say that it was God's timing that they died.
They think they're untouchable.
And here's the deal,
they
guys.
Think they're untouchable.
I'm gonna F-bomb you all the way up and down the fucking street. And if that makes me the devil incarnate, then hell's gonna be motherfucking full. Hell's gonna be motherfucking full.
Tiny hand applause. Oh, tiny hand applause.
And by the way, fuck you, Tommy Johnson. Fuck you. In your fucking hospital bed. Fuck off.
I thought she was going to say, fuck you, tiny hands. For a second, I was like, going to be offended.
Well,
at least she made us laugh.
I think that's a pretty good mic drop for the crap shit that we just dug up here.
You guys, thank you all. Thank you, Lisa, for coming on with your pictures. That means the world because, yeah, it's not just us testing. This is you guys, if you think that this is us staging all this stuff, then nothing we say is going to convince you otherwise. But if you're somebody who did not know what's going on, you know now. Please go, if you are somebody who's exposed to this jewelry long term, please go and get your blood work done like I'm going to go get my blood work done, like I hope we all are, to see if we've got a high level of lead built up in our bodies. It's not good. I don't know what else. I don't know even how to close this out tonight because I'm so fucking mad and flustered. I'm so fucking mad and so fucking flustered right now.
I know how to close this out tonight. Fuck you, Misty Kirby. Fuck you, Trent Kirby. Fuck you, Channy. Fuck you, Ryan. Fuck off. If anybody's gonna go to fucking hell, it's for sure you. with your disgusting lead and putting money in your pocket while you know that you are putting people in danger. You are fucking a piece of shit. And if you're one of these paparazzi consultants who still want to follow their lead and you're saying I'm going to hell, you better start praying hard to the right fucking Lord, because I'm telling you right now, you know for a fact what you're doing and you don't give a shit. Fuck you.
There was the mic drop.
I believe that says it all.
Yeah.
So that's it for this special episode of Tea Time. I hope that you all
go
follow
recruit
up with us.
Monica Cox. Go recruit more people, you piece of shit. Go recruit your fucking ass off. Keep on putting Paris in danger, even though you know it's a fucking cult and disgusting, and now you know it's full of fucking toxins, you piece of shit.
Let's all go get tested for lead too, you guys. No joke. Let's all go get a heavy metal exposure baseline done of our blood work. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We'll see you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.